Okay guys, so what we have here is an Audi A4 Cabriolet produced in 2006, and its original production was from 2006 to 2009. And this is actually my personal car that we're going to be looking around today. The differences between this vehicle and its siblings, the Saloon and Avant, which are Saloon sedan and Avant is your station wagon, is that with the Saloon and Avant you could get it with 4 doors only, but you could get this with a 4.2 litre V8. And the dashboard in the Cabriolet is slightly different in that the vents are circular as opposed to the more rectangular shaped vents. Now looking at the front of this vehicle, we've got the now iconic Audi grille. So this is the first iteration of it. The previous model, A4 Cabriolet, had sort of like a 2 grille layout, whereas this is all together now. And you can actually get quite a few different things from Audi based on the Audi grille. So they actually produce air fresheners in the shape of the Audi grille. In terms of the rest of the features at the front of the car, we do have the Audi bi-xenon headlights, front fog lights, and S-Line badging here because this is the S-Line spec. So at the side of the vehicle, we can see that we've got the 5-spoke 18-inch alloys, side indicator, colour-coded door mirrors, the 2-door layout, which looks a lot nicer than the 4 doors, and S-Line badge again here on the trim of the door, or rear wing. And we also have the petrol filler cap. Now the Audi Cabriolet has the sort of 2-tone colour going on, so we've got the metallic grey and then this silver or brush sort of polished aluminium style that goes around. Okay, so as mentioned, these are the 5-spoke 18-inch alloys, but the tyre size that we've got on this is the Pirelli P0 Nero 235/40 ZR18 95Y, and that's the same spec of tyre all around on this car. So at the rear of the car, tail lights. Now unfortunately they don't feature Audi's sweeping LED indicators, so these are just your standard indicator bulbs. We've got the Audi 4 rings here, LED middle brake light, the 3.2 badging Quattro, twin tailpipes. This car has the optional reverse park aid sensors, and we've got the A4 badging here. Inside the boot, so your boot space is obviously hampered by having the convertible roof storage box here, which you can remove, which gives you greater boot capacity. But that does mean whilst that box is out, you won't be able to put the roof down. In terms of the boot features, we do have a 12-volt power socket here, which we can plug in a USB power adapter, and we can run the cable through to the back seat, so whoever's in the back can charge up their smart devices. In terms of the features around the boot, I think that's probably about it. Underneath the boot floor, we do have the hook that goes onto the boot seal there, and we have a full-size spare wheel. We have the toolkit. Built into the boot lid itself, we do have the warning triangle, so when you're pulled over by the side of the road, we can have that set up to alert people that your car is over on the side. Okay, so to demonstrate boot capacity, I'll put the set of golf clubs into the boot, but underneath the Cabriolet storage box you could fit I'd say 2 holdalls or maybe 3 of those carry-on bags that you could take on planes underneath there. For the set of golf clubs itself, there is like a recessed area in the body panel, it's where the carpet goes in, so you can get the base of your bag into that. But what you'll find, if you do try and fit it in with all your clubs in the bag, like so, your driver and your woods will be sticking out. So what you do have to do is take your longer clubs out and fit them in at the back of the car like that. And then you can get your bag in with your irons, like so. So on the inside of the car, we've got, like I mentioned before, the layout of the dashboard is different in the Cabriolet to the saloon and Avant. So we have the circular dash vents, which I think are more classy style, and they also have the brushed aluminium trim effect around the vents. Same with the door panels, brushed aluminium that goes around the door panel into the trim. Again, on the steering wheel we see the same effect, and in the door handles as well. So in terms of the chairs, full leather. They do have the seat extender pad at the front, which you can extend for greater comfort. We do have quite a variety of ways you can adjust the seat height, the recline, and the lumbar support is electronically controlled on the side of the car seat itself. Steering wheel, so you can fully adjust. It's a bit stiff, but yeah, you can adjust up and down to get the steering wheel to the right position for you. It's exactly the same for the passenger seat, so the same features there. Looking to storage in the car, so we have the glove box, which it has the 6-disc CD auto changer in here, so that affects what you can fit in. But you can fit a couple of items, not particularly large space, but it's okay. We also have storage at the top here for, well, you can fit your smartphone in, or you could try and get some certain sunglasses in there to fit, but I struggle to get this style of sunglasses in, as you'll see in here. You see they're just too big. Additional storage up front is underneath the chairs themselves. They have these storage boxes, which you can get a couple of drinks into. Both front seats have these storage boxes. You can take a weight of 1 kilogram. We have the ashtray here, which is removable, and we also have a drink holder for a 330ml drinks can, so your standard Coca-Cola can. And I think we do have a bit more storage, so under the armrest here, and some storage underneath here. There's a coin holder underneath the steering wheel. In terms of the spaces of the door panels, so you're going to struggle fitting a water bottle or any form of drink into the side of the door there. The only thing you can really fit in there are your sunglasses or a tablet. So that's all of the storage for up front. If we go into the features of this car, so we've got the Audi Navigation Plus system, so it's not afraid there's no Android or Auto or Apple CarPlay, but if you did want to play music through the sound system, you could get one of those Bluetooth adapters to play the music from your phone to the radio. So this radio system does have FM, AM, TV, MP3 player, and obviously we've got the 6-disc CD auto changer which you can use. So as mentioned, this doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but this is the top of the range infotainment system that was available in 2006 for this car. So we'll run through all the options here. We've got the radio, like I said, it's only available with FM and AM. But if we do move over to CD control, we do have the options here, like I mentioned, 6-disc auto CD auto changer, MP3 and TV, and the MP3 slots for your SD cards are found behind the screen here and here, and that's where the nav disc goes. I'll put this back. Moving on to name, so the name is your phone directory list, which pairs to your phone because this has the Bluetooth feature built into it. Moving over to telephone, so it's not connected to my phone at this moment, but you can pair your phone to this and make calls on the go. Onto the nav, so this is showing its age now, it's quite dated and it's loading up, it takes quite a while. But yeah, this is us, we are in Britain and we can zoom out and in. But when you get into the detail, it's not great, so you want to continue using your smartphones for better screen display. Moving on to the info button, as your traffic information whilst on the road, car version control settings, and this is your setup where you can adjust your bass, fade, and all the rest of your settings for the car. There is something that does irritate me about the screen though, and that's the colours. So at the moment it's red and white, but where you'll be spending most of your time with the radio on, it will have the orange colour, and the rest of the car, the light setup is like a faded red colour, and it just really conflicts the colour scheme there. So I tend to keep the car on the red setting just for my own OCD. We're moving down to the climate control. We do have dual zone climate control for passenger and driver. We've got front heated seats with 6 settings to get to your preferred temperature. Moving over to the instrument panel, so we don't have Audi's virtual cockpit, but we do have analog dials here and 3 digital readouts for miles, date and time, and also your trip computer, which has radio station you listen to, outside air temperature, and you can toggle through your miles per gallon, how long you've been driving, range on the fuel tank, and your average mile per gallon, which mine is currently at 32.3, which is quite reasonable for the this engine, which is 3.2 V6 with the all-wheel drive Quattro system. Stalks, we've got indicators and lights, windscreen. We also have cruise control fitted to this car. The steering wheel is the multifunction steering wheel, so you can switch between your radio stations on the left, volume control on the right, Bluetooth connectivity. We've got the Audi S-line badging at the bottom and red stitching around the steering wheel, which is quite nice. Moving on to the switches at the side, so we have the auto light switch, so when the light outside gets to a certain dimness level, your lights will automatically come on, or you can control that manually. The door mirrors and rear view mirror, so they are all automatic, they're auto dimming. We've got automatic power fold here and adjustment on the driver's door panel. So as an option from the factory, this car could have had the Bose sound system, and it will have once I've got a chance to fit it to that. So these speakers will be going in the door panels. So yeah, as mentioned, we don't have Apple CarPlay, and I think most people are now used to having quite a large screen somewhere around here. So what you can do, if you need that screen to be there to feel comfortable, what I've done is this. Okay, so moving to the rear of the car. Now I've got this chair in my driving position and I'm 6 foot tall, so trying to fit my legs in with the chair set for me, I can't lock this out. I think I've locked it out there now, but as you can see, my knees are into the back of the seat, so you have to put your legs either side of it. But it is a very snug fit back here. Headroom with the roof up is pushing down on my head whilst I'm sat up straight, and I do feel that the body is coming in on my shoulder. Obviously with the roof down, head height is not a problem. But yeah, so really you want to be 5'6" and below to be comfortable in the back here. The rear seats, they are slightly set inboard, so you can see through to the middle chairs through the windscreen better. Rear features are quite bleak, to be honest with you. We do have a small armrest here with the speaker and the panel. There's no centre armrest, only 2 seat belts, and that's about it. In terms of the features that we do have here, we do have the rear heated seats, so both seats are heated, and we do have the nets, the cargo nets in the back of the seats for storage. But otherwise, that is the rear seats over with. So under the bonnet of this one, as mentioned, this is the 3.2 V6 Quattro all-wheel drive, mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. Other than saying it sounds amazing when you're driving it, especially above 5,000 to 6,500 RPM, it's quite a machine. So the fuel economy on this car is averaging about 35 miles per gallon, but I have had it to 41 on the motorway, but you have to be driving very conservatively to get that. The 3.2 V6 comes with 252 brake horsepower and 330 Newton meters of torque. It gets to 155 miles per hour and its 0 to 60 is 6.6 seconds. So driving down this country lane, which is covered in potholes and road repairs, and you notice every single bump, it just goes right through the car and you feel it in your body. So in terms of comfort, on a bad road it's awful, but if you're driving it on the motorway, decent tarmac, it's a smooth ride. It's just when you get onto bad condition roads, you feel every bump through your body, which makes it a very unpleasant drive.